Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys. Want to talk about something that just resurfaced, and I needed to speak on this because, as you guys know, I've been getting a lot of flack over the past week over a video that I did about Eminem, where I said basically he wasn't a goat. And basically, that everything Gucci Mane said about him was absolutely correct. And I was laughing at the comments I was getting from a lot of people. It seemed to had angered, the mayonnaise nation a lot because a black dude refused to bow down and anoint some white dude the greatest rapper ever, and he ain't even remotely the greatest rapper ever. Now, I will say something. I know something else, and I want to explain something to you. I noticed a lot of you dudes who think y'all slick was coming on my channel using black avatars and calling me nigga and stuff, but y'all was white. But it's cool, cause I was looking at some of them avatars you was using, and I could tell that they was snatched from somewhere else. But that's cool though. I'm glad that you disguised yourself and thought that you was fooling somebody calling me a nigga though. But that's cool, because I know y'all wouldn't call me a nigga to my face, because I'd kick your fucking Adam's apple down your fucking throat until you shitted it out. But it's cool. I'm glad I'm glad you did that shit. Cause like I said, at the end of the day, man, I mean with everything I say, Eminem ain't shit. So you know what I'm saying? He a overrated white boy. Cause like I said, since y'all was trying to be disrespectful and shit, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm really finna go in on him. And you can make your comments about, oh, you making another. Yep, sure in the fuck is. Cause you know why? Cause I know y'all dumb white asses is gonna come on here talking shit and thinking that y'all doing something to me, man. Like I said, man, y'all can't do a motherfucking thing to me except do what you did on the last video: is cry, cop a plea, get angry, call me a hater, call me a racist. I don't give a fuck about that shit. You think I'm losing sleep because you motherfuckers is mad that I'm talking about your favorite overrated, you know what I'm saying, not the GOAT rapper? But anyway, nevertheless, man, like I said before, I want people to understand something. I'm not the greatest person in the world. I made mistakes in my past. You know what I'm saying? I've done things that I shouldn't have did that I regret dearly. But the but man, I'm really thinking about this thing with Eminem, and it once again goes without saying what I've been saying about black people. Black people is quick to forgive white people when they do something. And white people, when a black person do something, they won't shut up about it. You got to hear about it till basically the end of time. But then when they do something to a black person, they hollering about that we all one group, and we're all the same race, the human race. Yeah, that's we're only the part of the human race when you motherfuckers do something to us. But then when we do something to y'all, we're animals, we're thugs, and all that type of shit. We should be locked up, and we're ghetto trash and all that shit. Well, if we ghetto trash, you white trash. So I'm just keeping it funky. But anyway, Benzino put out a tweet. I guess something going on between Funkmaster Flex and Damon Dash. I don't know what it is now. I'm gonna say this much about Benzino. I had a lot of issues with Benzino when he owned the Source, because Benzino was a notorious West Coast hip hop hater. No matter how much he had tried to pretend he was cool with the West Coast, I noticed a lot of upcoming acts from the West Coast. He would always be giving them bad reviews, man, because Benzino played a big part in, like, initiating that East Coast West Coast shit. I don't know how long he owned the Source, but he was in the middle of that shit, because he was one of the owners of the Source. And like I said, he was a notorious um, West Coast hip hop hater. I remember, I think this was 1990. This is 1996, I think, 96, 97. And Three Times Crazy was about to release Stacking Chips. They had the single Keep It on the Real, and it was getting a lot of radio play. So I was hanging out with my cousin, um, and my brother. We was at a little spot in East Oakland, you know, not too far from Fremont High. So we was all chopping it up. We was hanging out and shit, just chopping it up, chilling. So, Keith the Sneak pulled up. And Keith the Sneak was pissed. He was upset. And, I don't know no Keith the Sneak, but I met him a couple of times. You know, me and him knew, like I said, you know, we knew the same people. We knew we had common, comrades, acquaintances, and all that type of shit. He knew some niggas that I knew, and I knew some niggas that he knew. So I would see Keith the Sneak every once in a while, but we wasn't like hanging out and all that type of shit. But nevertheless, Keith the Sneak, he came, he came to the place where me and my cousin, my brother was at. And he got out the car. He was like upset. He was pissed. He say, "Damn, man, the Source gave us a bad review, man. They gave our album two stars, and they said that we made barnyard music and we gonna need jobs after this album." Now that came out of Keek's mouth, and he, like I said, he was mad about that shit. And then when Stacking Chips came out, man, around the Bay Area, it was a classic album, great album, man. I'm gonna do a video on Stacking Chips somewhere down the line. You know, unfortunately, Keek the Sneak going through some things now. Keek the Sneak, if I'm not mistaken, is paralyzed from being shot multiple times. Hopefully Keek the Sneak will be able to walk again, get well. Keek the Sneak. But let me get to this story with Benzino. And Benzino basically said he was all alone. He was all alone in the, fight against Eminem because, he had uncovered that tape Eminem made where he was disrespecting black women and calling them hoes and sluts and saying that white women was better. It was real racist shit. And as I said before, a lot of people fought to cover that tape up, make sure that it didn't get heard by people because they know that would have killed Eminem's career. Now somehow, some way, Suge Knight got a hold of that demo tape years later, or CD, whatever it was on. He was gonna put it out, and I'm saying Eminem was so fucking scared that he spent a lot of bread to make sure that song was never released. And then he went on an apology tour and all that shit. Well, he didn't really go on an apology tour. He just said he was sorry and that type of shit. And of course, black people forgave him and moved on and shit. Well, when I found out about the tape, I really was turned off to Eminem and shit. Now, I never liked Justin Bieber's punk ass. I never liked him. I never understood why Floyd hung around Justin Bieber. I thought that was a real bad look for Floyd, hanging around a cornball like that. But, Benzino said that a lot of people went against him. He said it was only one person that like rode with him, and I think that was Royce the 5'9". But a lot of people like, oh man, let that, and see, that's what I mean. Our own people always like throwing us under the bus and caping for, Sky Daddy, White Master. I want everybody listening to this video to understand this. So basically, hip hop covered up for Eminem, and is damn near like this was some master plan to try to anoint him and make him out to be the best rapper ever, and he isn't. And like I said, I don't give a fuck who gonna give this video thumbs down, because like I said, especially if you a member of the Mayonnaise Nation, because once again, like I said, I don't give a fuck about your opinion. But if this is true, that a lot of people knew about this tape, and They didn't want it to be released. This is disturbing and this is disappointing, and the black community. But then again, the black community always caping for people and giving other motherfuckers a pass. But then they steady call themselves having, they want to be moral and all holier than thou, and they want to lay down the law against R. Kelly. But then they was pissed off at Chris Brown, right? You know, so you had Punk at, and he said everybody knew about this shit. A lot of these rappers knew about this shit. So let me get this straight. So if Jay-Z knew about this shit, he called himself getting mad at Chris Brown over the Rihanna thing, but then basically he knew that Eminem was a white supremacist, and he was cool with that. Y'all see the inconsistency in black people, and to that coon ass nigga that was sitting up saying, "Oh well, Eminem do this and did this." Like I said, of course, when people get busted for something, then they go on an apology tour. They want to start writing checks. They want to say, "Yeah, I'm gonna give some money to the NAACP, and I'm gonna talk to Reverend Jesse Jackson and that man." Fuck them niggas, man. Fuck them ambulance chasing ass opportunist niggas, man. Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, two of the most fakest niggas out there. Fuck both of them niggas. You know? So everybody knew about this. That's basically what Benzino was saying. He said everybody went against him. Don't that sound familiar? You protected a white dude who made a white supremacist a white supremacist record about black women? But then y'all motherfuckers talk, and here go the funny part. And y'all motherfuckers say, "Oh, well, you black dudes talk about black women all the time." Okay, so let me get this straight. So that justifies a white boy being able to say that. Get the fuck out of here with that coon shit. Fuck out of here, man. You know how disturbing that sounds hearing some shit like that, man, from from black men. Now, like I said, I've had my issues with Benzino, but this is very interesting. So that means a lot of these rappers knew. And I told you what I was saying, that Dre went around telling everybody to vouch for Eminem and shit, because basically Dre didn't want to come across as, basically a dude caping for Eminem. And also he didn't want to come across as Uncle Tom for basically bringing out this dude. He wanted to still keep his street credibility, you know. So as far as me looking at Dre in a different light, not really. I'm glad Dre made all the money he made off of Eminem. Good. The same way Eminem is a culture vulture and exploited the black community, then I'm glad Dre exploited him. So once again, to you white fucks that get mad when I talk about Eminem. Like I said, don't come on here saying, "Well, he was a kid," and all that type of shit. Well, you know what? Chris Brown was a kid when that shit with Rihanna happened. Barely 19 years old. He made a mistake. But like I said, you motherfuckers always bring that shit up. Y'all motherfuckers quick to point the finger at black people. But then as soon as you motherfuckers do something, oh, well, it was just like the Justin Bieber thing. You know, the Justin Bieber, the running nigga. Okay, like I said, Floyd really looked bad with that shit. So like I said, this needed to be said about, Eminem, precious Eminem, you know. So Funkmaster Flex knew about that fucking demo tape or whatever it was where Eminem went in on black women. But then again, most people know if that shit would have got out, that would have been probably the end of him. But then again, who knows? Because like I say, black people are quick to forgive, white daddy. They quick to forgive white daddy when white daddy do something to them, but black man do something, they never shut up. So like I said, the real hypocrites is black people. So let me get this straight. You fucking uh you fucking so-called feminist groups are mad at black men and rappers sitting up talking about, oh, you depict black women in a negative manner and all that type of shit. Oh, okay. So when the white boys have black women dancing in bikinis, they're portraying them as beautiful and all that type of shit, right? But this is the type of bullshit that you get. But Benzino basically said people was basically protecting Eminem, to give him a chance and all that type of shit. So, okay, cool. Now I see what time it is with some of these niggas, you know. But Benzino said a lot of people went against him and behind Eminem. But anyway, I'll let y'all have the floor. I'm out.